Hi, I'm Ryan Thorsen. I'm the owner of Mr. A's restaurant, and I'm an Aztec for life. My time at San Diego State offered me so many opportunities to meet some amazing people. And through those connections, I found an internship at a restaurant in Seaport Village that I did through my last 2 years at San Diego State while I was also interning at an ad agency. And in the end, I fell in love with food and beverage. And what happened is actually I applied here at Mr. A's on Craigslist for Sundays and Mondays to fill in. And what ends up happening is that I realized that I'm a busybody. I can't really sit behind a desk. I can't sit behind a computer all day long. I love hosting parties every day, and that's essentially what I do. About 2 years into working here, I had the opportunity where I had already been climbing into other management positions, and I think ownership at the time saw that I was bringing a different skill set than what was already offered here. And there was a bit of a break between the general manager of 27 years and then the owner. And at that time, I wrote him a letter late in the evening, and I said, I know that you think that we're all a little young. I know that you think that maybe we're not the best representatives of the company yet, but we see huge opportunities here and a way for the place to grow. And so I wrote him a letter. I gave it to him at 9 o'clock at night, and I told him I'd come back to Mr. A's the next morning at 7 a.m. and I'd wait for his call. And he called right at 7 a.m. and he told me that I could have 60 days to try. That's something that I did at the very beginning of my career that has definitely paid huge dividends, is that I cold called on a lot of alumni of both my Greek connections, as well as business connections, as well as family connections, and I interviewed people. Like, I didn't ask them for gifts or favors or connect me to someone. I just asked them about their path and how they got places. And all of them, it's usually serendipitous, or they were in the right place at the right time. And the only way to put yourself in that position is if you use your connections with San Diego State or an organization like that to put your place in a place to be lucky. When it comes to the recent remodel in 2022, I would say about 40% of what we did was just from us taking notes over those 12 years prior. Like, what works well, what doesn't work well, what do people ask for, what could be different. One of the biggest changes was this bar. In that time, we always were turning down guests. We were turning down 20 or 30 guests a night of drink business because it's a rooftop and people want to have drinks on a rooftop. And I always also felt like it was a place for locals and new guests to try the restaurant without, being in for a 2.5-hour dinner. And that's been really well received. Obviously, we're still going to do European standards of fine dining, but we want it to feel like a place that welcomes you with open arms and that it didn't feel restrictive. So we tried to balance both, and it was challenging, and we've been very proud of the result of it. If I were to give any advice to new alumni or people that are just graduating, I would say that they should really use their education, especially at San Diego State, as a platform to meet people and make connections. Because it's true that what they say, a lot of it is about who you know. And the who you know is often who gets you in the door, and the what you know is what helps you accomplish your goals once you're there.